Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw in this video, we are looking at something cool. Literally, it's an ICECO portable freezer or refrigerator. You know what? Enough talking about this product. Let's get right into the review. Check this out. This is not just an ordinary cooler. It's an ICECO jp40 electric cooler. You heard that right. Now you do not need to buy any ice bags. You just plug this in and it stays cold. To open it up, you just push down a latch, lift up on the lid. To close it, drop it, and now it is sealed tight. Since we haven't officially set ours up, when you open it up, you see this box that has our handles in it, and you also have a very cool bag or a case that goes around it. Plus there's our power supply, and not to mention this really cool basket to hold in all of our food and drinks. This particular model comes in the jp30, the jp40, and the jp50. We happen to have the jp40, so our measurements are 23 inches by 13 inches by 17 inches. Of course, it weighs 38 pounds. The storage capacity is 42 quarts or about 40 liters. Now let's install our handles. First, you need to grab a side piece and a bar and you assemble it together, and then you pick up the bolts and align it to the corresponding holes. They slip right in. You end up going to have take off some tabs on the side, so let's do that right now. These are the tabs that you're going to take off. This is an optional install. I'm definitely going to do it, so let's take these off. What I do is I just take a knife and slip it right here behind the tab, and they pop off really easy. All you do is just line up the screw in the hole and you start tightening down. This is the included tool, and remember, this is a hand tighten only. You do the same thing with the other bolts that are provided, but check this out. This is a springy handle. You pull it up and it comes down automatically. I forgot to mention that they do have these screw covers. This is also optional. I find that it's easiest to put the top and the bottom in first, and you align it up, and then you can squeeze in the middle. In addition to providing the AC plug, they also provide a cigarette lighter extension and a DC plug, so you can plug that into your cigarette lighter, and I do appreciate the convenience of having the extra power supply. I'm going to end up using the AC, but it's cool that they had it. We are officially ready to plug this in. I should say that my unit got delivered upside down, and so as per the directions, they tell you to store it upright for 24 hours. I ended up leaving mine for an entire week. The reason they do this is because if it's upside down or sideways, some of the oils in the motor might get into places they're not supposed to, and this allows everything just to settle down in its place. I have this thermometer and fob, and of course this one reads both the internal and the external temperature. You can see that currently outside it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this inside the cooler, crank it on to freezer, and see how it does. We're going to turn it on, and of course we want to have it right here on our max setting, and now we're going to lower the temperature all the way down to 0. And as we just click through, there it goes, and now we're ready. Let's see how long this takes for our temperature to reduce. I actually have the ICECO powered by my LumaPal, and this is an 850 watt solar battery. And if you did not see that original review, I will link it at the end. As you can see, the ICECO is pulling between 54 and 55 watts, and the LumaPal tells us at the current wattage we have 10.1 hours of use. We've been going for about an hour, and I wanted to give you an update. Check this out. We've come down to 26 degrees Fahrenheit. If you remember, about an hour ago, we're at 84, so we've come down almost 60 degrees in that period of time. If we look at our generator, we're still showing over 9 hours of use, and I'm only pulling 48 watts right now. We've been outside, and it's 92 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cooler's been doing well, but the directions tell us do not let this get really wet. It's about to rain, so let's pull this inside. You can see in just about 4 hours, we've brought the temperature down to 1 degree Fahrenheit. I have seen this as low as 0. The thermostat right here on the ICECO is on the top of this unit, where my thermostat is on the bottom, so you might have a different temperature between the two. Let's check out what mine says. And right now we are looking at 5, and I'm actually not upset between the difference of 1 degree and 5. They are both frozen. I just wanted to point out to you that there might be a fluctuation of temperature inside the cooler. So, tell me, what are your thoughts of the ICECO portable cooler? Either this one or one of their other models. Have you tried one? Are you interested? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Also, it should be known that I have not opened this cooler during the test, and of course, if you open it, you will have some of that cool loss and heat will enter, so just be aware of that. As I'm looking at the cooler wall, you can actually see that there's ice in here, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Also, check out this blue light. When you open up the cooler, now you can see what's inside. I didn't show you this earlier, but there's actually this divider that can go in this drawer or basket, and it just slides down here in the middle, so now you can separate into 3 different compartments. As we had the cooler open, I heard the condenser kick on. I want you to listen to this, how whisper quiet it is. Isn't that pretty impressive? You almost don't even hear it. Now we are going to install the insulated bag. I want you to see it. And there's actually spots here on the bottom where the feet will go. That's pretty neat. There's also a lot of pockets and cutouts for various parts of the ICECO. As you see, we are here and zipped up, and this just fits perfect. It even had cutouts for the handles. I really appreciate the thought that went into this insulated cover. Not to mention, I can still see the control panel as well as access the cooler through the zipper. Now I can open and close the cover, zip it back up. I'm really appreciative that this insulated cover helps maintain the temperature. We're going to transition now from freezer mode to refrigerator mode, and that realistically is how I'm going to use this cooler for the most part. So I've already turned this thing up to 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can see based on a thermometer, it's already started to rise. I've had real similar experiences in the refrigerator mode that I did with the freezer. This thing does a great job with no real fluctuations of temperature. I do notice when I open it for an extended period of time, it'll take a little bit for it to go back down to the temperature. Like if you have an empty refrigerator and you have to fill it, well, it might get a little warmer. But for the most part, it is really sweet. I think this kind of thing will be perfect for people going camping, RV life, van life. This thing does not use a whole lot of power. Plus, it's really, really convenient and it keeps your stuff cold. I wanted to walk you through a couple more things and explain the difference between the Max and the Eco. If I have it on Eco, I notice it uses about 10 to 12 less watts than if I have it on the Max. In my current situation, since I'm plugged in right now to the house, I just leave it on the Max because it's more efficient. I should say, if it's reached its temperature and the compressor is not running, it uses like 10 watts just really to maintain. I do appreciate that. Now I want to show you how to adjust this between Fahrenheit and Celsius. We're currently on Fahrenheit, so what you do is you hold the plus and minus button for a couple seconds, and there you see it, it's the Celsius. You want to switch it back, let's hold it down again. We can't wrap up with this review without showing you that it does have its own internal fuse, so that's the first level of protection. Plus, if you see the switch on the right, it does have a way to support your battery should you be charging this or powering this off the battery of your car, so you won't run it down. In this video, we were taking a look at one of ICECO's portable freezer refrigerator units. Our model was jp40. So what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. $530, in my opinion, seems really, really high, but when you get into it, it's a really sweet machine. As I mentioned, ICECO has a lot of different coolers. They actually have a jp40 Pro that retails for right around $600, and that one has wheels on it. So when you pull it, man, that makes it so much easier to carry because lugging around 40 pounds is a lot. I appreciate how fast this thing cools down. In just a matter of hours, we went from 70, 80 degrees Fahrenheit all the way down to 0. That was cool. It is pretty efficient, quiet running, and it holds a lot of stuff considering you also have a little compressor and motor built within the unit. I love the included thermal cover or the insulated cover because it just helps maintain the temperature that much more. I've been looking at these type of refrigerator, freezer, coolers for a little while, and some of the other ones that I was looking at actually had internal batteries, and I thought, man, that would be awesome if ICECO would include that within theirs as well. I did look on their website, and they have a battery pack that you can purchase separately, except when I went to order it, it was out of stock. The cool thing about theirs is it actually could magnetically stick to the outside of the ICECO cooler itself and power it for an extended period of time. As I said before, I think this would be great for van life, RV life, camping, or even just maybe in a dorm. I'm gonna use mine for some of those things, but I'm also gonna have it as a backup just in case the power goes out. I can throw up my generator and keep my food cool for, well, however long the power's out. I should let you know how I shut it down after I'm not going to be using it for a while. What I do is I unplug it, power it down, leave the lid open, let the whole thing thaw down, then I wipe it real nice with a paper towel, maybe even throw a few dry paper towels in it if I'm going to close it up again, but I leave it that way. It doesn't mold or mildew, and it's ready for the next time I need it. Anyway, that was my full review of the ICECO jp40. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I have to admit, this is my new favorite toy. Can I interest you in a beverage? The cool thing is you can fit about 40 cans of your favorite beverage inside here. At least that's how I was able to fit them in. You might be able to organize yours a different way, but to me, that's plenty. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of this ICECO jp40. You know what? During this review, I actually showed you my LumaPal portable solar generator battery pack. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that review right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.